today's video, we're going to talk about the 6 signs of crappy dieting that you need to stop doing right now. Let's go. Hi, I'm Alexa, sports dietitian nutritionist. Welcome to my channel. Great to have you here. So when it comes to dieting specifically for fat loss, so many mistakes are being made. I personally have been guilty of it back in the day. And you right now might be guilty of it too. Now that is fine because it's all about improving ourselves. So that's why I want to share with you 6 signs of crappy dieting, so to speak, that you want to avoid now if you want to do things the correct way. Now, as always, this is not an exhaustive list. These are 6 big ones. These are ones that you can address very quickly, and they're ones that I commonly see. But keep in mind, there are other signs of crappy dieting. So always, if you feel like you're not doing the right thing, seek guidance so you can do it in the correct way. Anyway, without further ado, let class commence now. Sign number 1 of crappy dieting is cutting out all the foods that you enjoy. Now, there will be times where because of a calorie restriction needs to be made to achieve a calorie deficit for, say, fat loss, they're going to have a compromise when it comes to certain foods. And likely those foods are going to be some of the ones you really enjoy. Donuts, pizza, burgers, chocolate, all that sort of stuff. But that does not mean that you need to cut it off and get rid of it completely. There is nuance there. There is a right way to do it, a strategy behind it. So it's about moderation, as boring as that may sound, and also strategically implementing in your diet so that you can still enjoy it while still getting results, not just kind of cutting it and putting it out of your existence. If you're fully restricted, you're only going to make dieting harder, you're only going to feel crapper, and it's only going to lead to a chance that you'll fall off track sometime down the road. Number 2 is comparing your diet to others around you, say your family, your friends, or a common one I see with athletes is teammates. Now, it's okay sometimes to compare and get an idea and get some traction going, but if you over compare and that leads to negative thoughts, or you compare and do the same diet that others are doing, what ends up happening is you're not really doing the unique approach that you maybe need to get the best results for you as the unique individual that you are. And of course, the comparison game can lead to feelings of inadequacy and negativity if you feel like what you're doing is not right and what they're doing is the correct way. So there's a magnitude of different problems that can arise from this. Just understand that if you're going to compare, don't do it as a standard overall strategy. Just do it as maybe a bit of a kickstarter to give you an idea. But always have in mind the pursuit of individuality and individualization when it comes to your nutrition. Number 3 is crash dieting, specifically for the purpose of rapid fat loss. Now, it seems like every person and their dog want to achieve rapid fat loss. I could probably bet that you at some point, or even now, have been hoping for a bit of a rapid fat loss phase to occur. But the reality of the matter is that while that is appealing, it's not going to be the recipe for long-term success. Plus, there are other issues that can arise as a result of doing this, particularly health concerns, mindset issues, and your relationship with food taking a bit of a backdrop. So don't delay your fat loss, streamline as much as you can, but don't crash diet. Don't just restrict your calories heaps. Don't go 1,000 calories, 800 calories, 900 calories, whatever, and think that that's the best way to do it. The likely chance is that you're going to regain it potentially just as quickly as you lost it because you're not really building the habits, the behaviors, and the guardrails, so to speak. They're going to keep you trucking along over the long term. And there are issues like risks of increasing your muscle loss and all this sort of stuff that you don't want to play around with because with rapid fat loss, it's very easy to do very incorrectly. Number 4 is that you're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out when it comes to your diet. Now, what this means is that you are either on track or off track, consistent, inconsistent, wanting to do the work, not wanting to do the work, following the plan, not following the plan. I think you get the point. When you're hot and you're cold and you do that very regularly, then what it ends up happening is that you're not actually on the plane, not doing the actions that need to be done. You're not following the diet, let's say, in the correct way or at that right level to actually achieve the result you're trying to achieve. Trying to get to A to B becomes a lot more zigzaggy than it otherwise needs to be. So try and stay as hot as you can on your diet with maybe occasional bouts of coldness because, we're human. It's not going to happen. You're not always going to be on plan, but try and be consistent, okay? Don't be so inconsistent where you're good for a week, then you're not good for 4, and then you're good for 2 weeks, and you're not good for 1. Try and have some level of consistency, and that will get you the results you were hoping for. Number 5 is that you're lacking energy and quite bluntly, you feel like poop. If you lack energy, feel entitled all the time, and you feel like crap, then what that means is that likely whatever diet you're doing is not actually fueling you for your needs, it's not giving you the nutrients you need to feel your best, and it's also potentially just not the right path for you because things are only going to get harder, and that's not really a good way to start things out with. You want to listen to your body will tell you what is happening, and often than not, the fuel you put in, literally the diet being such a fundamental thing about how you feel in your health, will tell you if things have been done incorrectly, if you are in fact doing crappy dieting. And finally, last but not least, number 6 is poor sustainability. Essentially, not doing it for the long term. If the diet plan you're doing is not consistently done over the long term, at least long enough, you're not going to see the results that you were hoping for. Therefore, a lack of sustainability is a key fundamental symptom of crappy dieting. Because in essence, if the diet you're doing does not achieve the goal you are setting out to achieve, then that is not the right diet for you. It's a crappy diet. Try and focus on the lifestyle. Try and focus on what's long-term sustainable. Try and look at your preferences. Try and balance it out with what you actually enjoy doing to a degree so that you can get results over the long term and you can actually create habits and behaviors that are going to lead you down a path of success longer than 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 2-3 months, okay? That's the kind of cycle that I see a lot of times people fall into. You don't want to do that. You want to think about it. Yes, you're doing a set kind of diet plan, so to speak, for a result, but at the same time, you don't want to be dieting perpetually. You want to create a diet, a stable pillar in your lifestyle that actually keeps you going in the long term. Just some food for thought. So there you go. That's my 6 signs of crappy dieting that I want you to be aware of so you yourself can stop doing these and start approaching dieting in the correct way. Now, this was particularly inclined towards fat loss dieting, but it can apply to other things as well. I'm trying to include these symptoms and signs and symptoms in a way that can be applicable to most things. So keep in mind, if you're not trying to achieve fat loss, these can still apply to you. Just try and think how they can actually fit within what you're doing and try and identify where you are making these mistakes potentially. Now what I want you to do is comment below. Comment below, let me know which of these signs have you experienced before, or which of these signs are you currently experiencing now? Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about it. As always, hit the like button if this video has been helpful, if it's giving you some insight, some value, and some perspective changing, then give it a like, show it some love. Until next time, stay classy, have a good one, see you later, bye.